Top 5 serial killers that never got caught. The Bible Belt Strangler. With a fixation for redheaded women, the Bible Belt Strangler traveled across the southeastern US for his victims, leaving their bodies on the side of highways. The first murder linked to the killer occurred in 1983 near Littleton, West Virginia, when a pair of senior citizens stumbled upon one of the bodies. Since then, only 4 of his victims were ever identified. It was assumed that the victims were either hitchhikers or sex workers. The police interviewed 2 suspects in connection with the murders, but the true identity of the killer was never discovered. The Alphabet Killer. The Alphabet Killer struck in the early 1970s in Rochester, New York. Funny name for a killer, isn't it? Well, it appeared that all of his victims, apart from the manner of their death, had one more thing in common. Their names were all alliteratives. Each victim was raped and strangled, and despite numerous promising leads, the New York alphabet murders have never been conclusively solved. The most likely suspect was Joseph Naso, who was convicted of 4 similar murders in California. And in an eerie twist, one of Naso's victims was also named Carmen Colon. Unfortunately, his DNA did not match the samples taken from the New York victims, and he was sentenced to death for the California murders in 2013. The Stone Man Killer. The Stone Man. The name that made it to the headlines in the 80s. He created mass panic amongst the citizens of Mumbai. Enjoyed killing people for leisure. The Stone Man had mercilessly murdered at least 13 homeless people while they were sleeping, all within 6 months. A few years later, the same scenario took place in Kolkata. Even today, no one has been charged for any of those murders, which makes me wonder, what if he comes back someday? The Servant Girl Annihilator. One of America's earliest killers, the Servant Girl Annihilator stalked Austin, Texas, over the span of a year from December 1884 to December 1885, and had 8 known victims. The killer got his nickname because he primarily targeted servants. Each victim was attacked while asleep in their beds, with several women dragged outside to be murdered. The killings instigated a wave of paranoia and fear in Texas, with a December 26, 1885 article in the New York Times reporting that over 400 men were arrested by the police over the course of the following year. The murders were never officially solved, with some believing that the increased public vigilance and safety measures forced the killer to move away. The most likely suspect was Nathan Elgin, a young African-American cook who was shot and killed by police shortly after the last murder for assaulting a woman with a knife. Now, probably the most popular one on our list, the Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer grabbed the attention of the nation throughout the late 1960s and 70s. The Zodiac Killer claimed the responsibility for 37 murders. However, investigators agree on only 7 confirmed attacks. His crimes were brutal, and he toyed with the authorities by sending them numerous letters and cryptograms, daring the public to solve them if they wished to catch him. Only one of the encrypted messages was ever deciphered, that too by a professor and his wife. Shockingly, it revealed that the Zodiac killed in order to collect victims, or slaves, for his afterlife. Well, there you have it. Top 5 serial killers that never got caught. Make sure to like this video, and for more awesome videos, hit subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you next time.